Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Vaughn. I'm going to do a question from section 7.5 by request. I'm only going to do one of these because they're all kind of the same after a while, and I'm going to do number 4. So this one has 3 different constraints. They're not the easiest, but they're not the hardest kind of set of constraints either, and a fairly simple objective function up here. So the first thing that we're going to do is graph this system of inequalities. I would suggest that you enlarge the graph and have this whole palette of tools available. And we're going to start up at the top. So I want x values that are between 3 and 8. I'm going to use solid lines because these are both less than or equal to. So I'll start with the line tool, and I'll go to x equals 3 and click on one dot and then drag and then let go on another dot. So there's the line x equals 3. And I'll go back to the line tool and I'll do x equals 8. So I kind of want the region that's kind of sandwiched between these two vertical lines. Now I'm going to do y bigger than 3. So I'll go to y equals 3, again, click on one dot and then click on the other dot. And so it kind of looks like a football goalpost or something like that. I want the region that's above y equals 3. So right now I'm in this middle region. And now I have to graph this last one, which is going to be a diagonal line cutting through here. So I'm going to put the y over on the other side. I'm going to bring the plus y to the right-hand side, and then move the minus 4 over to with the x. So it's x plus 4 is bigger than or equal to y, or y is less than or equal to x plus 4. Y is less than or equal to x plus 4. So that's going to have a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of 1. So I'm going to go to y equals 4 and go up 1 over 1 and then let go. So that's graphing that second kind of diagonal line. And then I want the points that are below this because it's y less than or equal to x plus 4. So less than, when you have the y by itself, the y less than or equal to is below. So I want this little trapezoidal region right here. So I'll go to my fill tool and I'll click on this. And they're all solid lines in this case. If you want, you could change it to a dotted line if you had an inequality that was not a strict inequality, or I mean, there was a strict inequality. You could change it to a dotted line. So I think that this is the region that we want. I'll save it. It shows up over here in a smaller version, and then I'll go to check my answer. All right, so the next thing I need to do is find the corner of each one of the pieces. So I'm going to just find the values of the objective function at each of the corners. All right, so I'm plugging the corner locations into this objective function. The order in which I do this doesn't matter, and it looks like I'm just typing the values. They're not giving me one of those tables to kind of fill out in this case. So I'm going to start with this corner right over here. So this is x equals 3 and y equals 3. So when I plug 3 and 3 in for x and y, I'm going to get 9 minus 12. So the value of the objective function at this lower corner is going to be negative 3. So now I'm going to just work my way around counterclockwise. You can do it. You should be able to do this in any order. So I'm going to go over here. This is x equals 8 and y equals 3. So x equals 8 and y equals 3. So let's see. I'll have 24 minus 12. 24 minus 12 should be 12. Now I'm going to go up to this top corner up here. This looks like x equals 8 and y equals 12. X equals 8 and y equals 12. So 3 times 8 is 24, and 4 times 12 is 48. So 24 minus 48 is negative 24. And finally, over here, I'm at x equals 3, and y is equal to 7. So x equals 3, y equals 7, 9 minus 28. So 9 minus 28 should be minus 19. So I have 3, 12, minus 24, minus 19, and I'll check my answer. Okay, and finally, we want to find the maximum and minimum values. So the whole point of this is that the maximum and minimum value of an objective function is going to occur at one of the corners. All right, and so the maximum value here is going to be 12, and the minimum value is going to be negative 24. Oh, I'm sorry. The maximum value occurs at which point? So let's see. That 12 was from over here. X equals 8 and y equals 3. And okay, they're not going to ask us about the minimum value. All right, this has been Dr. Vaughn. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look for another one very quickly. I'm going to just look through the thread of requests and find another one to do for you this morning. Have a good day.